Hey guys, and welcome back. In this bonus module, we are going to talk about how to use your portfolio, and I'm going to try and give you guys a bit of career advice. And what I've done is I have created a sort of a cheat sheet, which we are going to walk through together, and I will share that. You can find the link for that in the description below and download that for you to read through, and hopefully this will give you a little bit of advice and some thoughts on how you can use this finance analytics portfolio when as you go out and are trying to maybe get a data related job. So let's walk through and just talk through some of the parts of the contents here. So the first thing is a little bit about the purpose of the project. How can you turn it into a sort of a case study? Bit of the structure on that. How do you reference it on your CV or LinkedIn? How do you explain it in an interview? Some common interview questions which you might get, and also a little bit of what should you not over explain. And then a bit of some thoughts on how it fits into a strong portfolio, and then some key takeaways. I'll just talk you guys through it. We'll skim through it together, and I'll give some thoughts on it. And then, as I said, check the description. You can download it and you can read through this document a little bit more in detail there if you are interested in that. But the first part, purpose of this project in your portfolio. Of course, it's created to demonstrate end-to-end analytics thinking and not just technical execution, and that's something you should always think about. And when someone looks at this, they should be able to quickly understand that you have the capability, or they should be able to see that you can translate a business problem into analytical requirements, structured data, specific way. In this context, be able to build some finance related dashboards, and also the communication part, which is also very important. We're not trying to showcase your very advanced finance theoretical knowledge. It's more about there's some data. I can make clarity out of that, structured and make some decisions based on both clarity, structure, and that you understand how data moves. In terms of just making this project into portfolio case study, I think here it's easy to overdo it. So don't go too much into detail, but it should be a professional summary of an analytics project, something someone can easily digest in a couple of minutes. You don't need the full technical walkthrough tutorial and lots of tools and code snippets. You can add it, but that should be almost like an appendix or a little bit extra to it. Then that's not the main point here. So talk a little bit about what is what is it about, what type of project it is, a little bit about the company, the goal of it, what tools have you used. I tried to add a simple example here: finance analytics project for a retail company focusing on building a structured P&L, operational dashboards, and scenario analysis using a Delta Lake layered data model. So short and concise. And then you can go more into the business problem, focusing on different parts and more of the pains of the company, and that's why we are doing this. Again, think more business-oriented language. A little bit about the data and architecture. Keep it on a high level. You can mention the raw data, bronze, silver, gold, a little bit of the purpose, what's been done where, but not overboard. Dashboards and analysis, this is great. I think it's good if you can show some screenshots, or maybe pick one of the dashboards that you're really happy with and showcase the screenshot of that. Maybe put it into a context, one sentence, what does this dashboard actually do? Then of course, very important is the outcome and value. What does this actually give to the department or the company or wherever the context of what you created it, what was the value that was created out of this. So in this finance analytics project, you can say it gave clear financial visibility, easier to do performance monitoring, better support for decision making. I kept it quite general, you can feel free to write that a little bit longer, but I think you understand what I mean. So this part I think is very, very important. Then we go to how do you reference it on your CV or your LinkedIn. I would say, try and keep it concise. Maybe one strong bullet, not overdo it. Focus on what was the scope, who owned it, what do we do with it. Again, I try to make an example here. Built an end-to-end finance analytics project with SQL, DuckDB, and Power BI, including P&L reporting, operational dashboards, and scenario analysis. Something I often see is that there's these long lists of all the tools and tables and metrics and all that. Again, less is more. Like a picture of a data model isn't that that bad, but not don't overdo it. And then I think we come over to another part which is very important, as how do you explain this project in an interview? That is, if you get asked about it. A good structure that I've tried to outline here is first, what is the context? I build a finance analytics project for a retail company. What kind of project is what you're trying to quickly tell them? What is the problems you were solving? Finance reporting was fragmented and largely manual, making it hard to understand profitability. What did you build? Here I've gone a little bit further back. I've gone into the lakehouse part, but it could have just been focusing on the dashboards. But in this case, I designed a lakehouse layer, the data model, and built dashboards for P&L, operations, and advanced scenario analysis. And this is where there could be some follow-up questions, but still we're at a place where we're trying to explain it quickly and accurately and concise. Why does it matter? This made financial performance easier to understand and support better decision making. Again, a little bit high level, but it's just to get through explaining it and learning to do that fast and concise, and then there will be spin-off parts where you'll go more into detail. Some common interview questions. I'm not necessarily going to read through all the answers here, but what was the most challenging part? What would you improve if you had more time? What did you learn? You guys can read through what I've written there and do try and think about what other common interview questions might come up, but it's good to have some thoughts about this and practice a little bit explaining and going into different parts of the project if you get asked to go into detail on it. And then this one I think is important, what not to over explain. And this is something I've seen before, both when I've held interviews and I've spoken to candidates after their interviews, where they reflect a little bit on what they've done. That is to spend lots of time on SQL, DAX, table names, file structures, technical jargon. I think that's very important to not get too caught up in that. So think about that also. But of course there might be conversations about it, but then it will be more of a technical interview. It's not something you necessarily need to pivot into, but just to kind of showcase your skills on this. This will come during the process. And I've tried to instead emphasize, what decisions were made, how insight were used, what trade-offs you considered, and then last part, how does this project fit into a strong portfolio? Of course, best position as an analytics project, demonstrating finance, modeling, and storytelling. Especially the financial part is what's been essential here. So I've also written here, I would say that it works especially well alongside one operational analytics project and another domain-specific project. So you can have one which is more operationally oriented and one which is very specific on domain, maybe a domain you're very interested in, which is something except finance. Or if you're very interested in finance, then you might get two in one here, but think about how they kind of make each other stronger, the different projects that you have to showcase your skills through your portfolio. And I've written that at the end. Together, these show range and depth across business functions and business knowledge, which is what you are trying to showcase. So just some, very at the end key takeaways. It's valuable as a project because it shows that you can think end to end, communicate clearly, build build analytics that support decisions. And a small typo here. Keep in mind that as data professionals, we do not need to sound advanced, but we want to sound structured, intentional, and confident in our work. So I've added this as a PDF. It's a small cheat sheet slash document that I've added as supplement to the finance portfolio project that you've finished now. Again, feel free to check the description, go download it. And of course you can add more notes to it, but it's some things that I want to highlight. I hope that gives you guys some value and some things to think about. Hope you guys have learned something useful from this, and I will be adding more projects on my YouTube page and also on Portfolio Stack, so feel free to check those out. And and yeah, like I said, go down on this cheat sheet if you wanna take a look at that and read through it more in detail. If you want to learn more about finance analytics, you can try the full version of this portfolio project. You will find that on Portfolio Stack. You can see all the information about that in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support, all of you watching this, and I will see you guys in the next portfolio project series.